The pain you feel today will become the strength you need tomorrow. Think about that. Right now you might be hurting. Maybe you're facing challenges that feel impossible. Maybe you're questioning whether it's even worth it to keep going. But what if I told you that your pain is not your enemy? What if I told you it's your greatest teacher? So if you struggle now, you can build your strength in the future. We're going to be talking about the story of Stephen Hawking, Mike Tyson, and Michael Jordan, and what they have in common. The thing that they have in common is they all grew up with a lot of pain. They all experienced bullying, and they used that pain and that experience of pain to motivate them later in life. For example, Stephen Hawking was bullied because he was extremely intelligent when he was younger than other children. And then he turned that pain and turned it into power by getting very fit. He used to be a competitive athlete before his diagnosis, but after his diagnosis, he used that pain of not being able to do the things that he loved doing and channeled it in a different way. His pain became his power. He said, "I'm not in this world to play games or to be popular. I'm not in this world to make friends or to have fun. I'm in this world to make a difference." That's exactly what he did. He changed our world through his brilliance, through his mind, because he channeled that pain into something powerful. Mike Tyson also had a rough childhood. He grew up in poverty and was in jail. He was actually arrested 38 times before he turned 13. And then eventually he used that pain to propel him forward to become one of the most notorious heavyweight champions of all time. Even though he had a tough childhood and he started off with so many strikes against him, he still managed to win over 50 professional bouts, and he earned $700 million during his career. So what does this teach us? This teaches us that no matter what situation we find ourselves in, we can always work our way out of it. It may not be easy, and there are going to be obstacles, and there are going to be pain, but ultimately we can change our lives. We can change our future. Michael Jordan also used his pain to become who he is today. When he was in high school, he was cut from the varsity basketball team because he was too short. He was only 5'11", and when you're trying to be a basketball player, that is not tall. He used that pain to motivate him and fuel him to practice harder and become better, and you know the rest. He became one of the greatest players of all time. There's a great quote that says, "Our greatest weakness is giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time." That's what Michael Jordan did. He picked himself back up when he got cut, and he practiced harder. He put in the work, and eventually he made it to the NBA at the age of 21. He led the Chicago Bulls to 6 NBA championships. He won 5 regular season MVP awards and 10 scoring titles. He's also an Olympic gold medalist. He really used his pain to become who he is today. So what does this teach us? This teaches us that pain can be a powerful motivator. If you use it correctly, you can channel that pain and that discomfort into productivity and action. When we experience pain, whether it be physical or emotional, our bodies go through a process called cortisol release. Our body produces cortisol, which is a stress hormone. Now, if we get stuck in that state and we don't learn how to come out of that state, we're going to start feeling overwhelmed, anxious, stressed out, depressed. We're going to feel all these negative emotions. But if we learn how to take that cortisol and channel it and use it as energy, that's when we tap into our strength. That's when we become more resilient. That's when we become more productive. There are 3 main things that we can do to take that pain and turn it into power. The first thing we can do is to start with small goals. For example, let's say you want to go on a diet. Instead of setting a goal like I'm going to lose 30 pounds in the next month, break that down into smaller goals. Every single day I'm going to eat healthier. Maybe set a smaller goal like every day you're going to replace 1 meal with a healthy meal. If you're successful at that, the next day try to replace 2 meals with healthy meals. Eventually you'll work your way up to replacing all 3 meals. Eventually you'll work your way up to exercising 5 days a week. You'll work your way up to exercising 7 days a week. That's how you build habits. You start with small goals, not big goals. Not big goals, small goals. Because big goals are overwhelming. They create anxiety. They create stress. They cause us to procrastinate. But small goals are achievable. Small goals give you confidence. They give you momentum. And once you build that momentum, it's easier to build more habits, and eventually you will work your way up to those bigger goals. Second, stop focusing on the past. A lot of us tend to dwell on the past. We think about all the mistakes we've made in the past. We think about all the pain we've experienced in the past. Stop thinking about the past. Focus on the present. Focus on right now. What can you do right now to make your life better? Stop wasting your time focusing on the past. It's gone. It's over. You can't change it. So focus on the present. Make a list of things that you can do right now. Can you exercise? Can you read? Can you connect with God? Maybe you can spend some time with family. What can you do right now to improve your life? Do that. Stop wasting your time focusing on the past. And third, believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to overcome this situation. There's a great story about a man who went to see Zig Ziglar. He was a salesman. And he went to see Zig Ziglar because he wanted to become a motivational speaker. He wanted to follow in Zig Ziglar's footsteps. So he went to Zig Ziglar and he asked him a question. He said, "Mr. Ziglar, why aren't people more motivated? You know, why are people more afraid to pursue their dreams? Why are people more afraid to step outside of their comfort zone?" And Zig Ziglar looked at him and he said, "You're asking the wrong question. The question you should be asking yourself is, why am I not motivated? Why am I afraid to step outside of my comfort zone?" When we believe in ourselves, when we believe in our ability to achieve anything that we want to achieve, that's when we become more resilient. That's when we're able to take that pain and turn it into power. Now, I want to hear from you. How have you taken pain and turned it into power in your life? Leave a comment below. Also, if you found value in this video, please hit the like button. It helps me out and it helps others find this video. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. I post new videos regularly on how to become more resilient, how to bounce back from adversity. Thanks so much for watching.